2 days ago, we saw the release of Tome 19, Dead by Daylight's version of a battle pass which we see a new release of every 3 months. At the end of each rift is usually an ultra rare skin, the big skin of the tome. This time around, we got one for Doctor named Endless Suffering that looks like this. Why is this so important, you might be wondering? Well, if you take a closer look at the skin, you might notice some striking resemblances to a certain character from the Predator franchise, Dutch. In particular, he's seen wearing camo pants and a camo shirt with no sleeves, not to mention the cigar in his mouth, and Dutch can be seen with one multiple times in the movie. Furthermore, this character just so happens to be the most likely survivor for a Predator chapter for numerous reasons, though primarily his popularity. While this could just be a coincidence, or even just a purposeful nod not meant as a teaser, I wouldn't be so sure. 2 tomes ago, Tome 17, this was the final skin of the Rift. A skin for the Dredge transforming him into some sort of abomination of toys. In the very next chapter, we saw Chucky, a living doll, come into the game. While there's the slightest chance this was a coincidence, I'm fairly confident this was done on purpose to tease Chucky's arrival into the game. So not only is this tome skin fairly similar to Dutch, but we just saw behavior tease an upcoming chapter with the final skin of a tome. And looking at all of the points brought up in my previous videos, with all the points suggesting just how likely Predator is and how D&D may not be that fitting for an anniversary, Gumpy's leaks could very well be false after all. I still think it's more likely than not they're true, but truth be told I'm a lot less confident now. But there are some potential problems here. First, there's the argument that since behavior just teased a chapter this way, not to mention so recently, they might be hesitant to do it again, since now we'd really be on the lookout for it. For example, for the 4th anniversary, they teased Pyramid Head via the shape of the 4. Since then, we haven't seen anything like this. It was a one-off thing. Nevertheless, that didn't stop a number of people from looking into the shape of the anniversary numbers, trying to apply it to whatever they could. And this leads into the next argument. Second, behavior could be misleading us on purpose. They've surely seen all of the Vecna and Dracula leaks by now, so maybe this is their response to that. They give us a tome skin that resembles Dutch just enough, knowing full well the next chapter is Vecna, in an attempt to throw us off and still make the anniversary a surprise. While this is much more of a tinfoil hat theory, it is still a possibility. All in all, I think this is a pretty interesting theory. And while I still believe Gumpy's leaks are true, they're not as likely as I first thought. And if they're false, and Predator does instead turn out to be Chapter 32 like this tome suggests, we might just see Springtrap come in for Chapter 33 yet. I know this was a lot shorter than my usual videos, not to mention I literally just uploaded yesterday, but this was a very interesting theory I wanted to cover and didn't have time to add to that video. If you enjoyed it regardless though, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It'll help push this video to even more people and get more eyes on this theory. And if you like this one, there's a really good chance you'll like my other videos, my last 2 in particular. They're a lot longer and more in depth. Even if slightly outdated, they help give other perspectives to the speculation surrounding Chapter 32. If you really want to show your support, consider becoming a channel member. For only $3 a month, you get a bunch of perks, including a shout out at the end of every video. On that note, huge shout out to Stannis Swag and Mario Blue, currently my only 2 channel members. Regardless, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.